Out everything smaller, everything to the left. Okay, so now I'm working in the range between 5.4375 and 5.5. So, put my finger on those and pull the middle and rewrite. This one ends at 40625. So it's 5.40. Nope, sorry, back up there. Alright, here we go. Pull the middle and rewrite. This one ends at 4, 6. Ooh, where'd it go? There we go. 4, ooh. Like I have Alzheimer's today. 4, 6, 8, 7, 5. Take 5.46875. Square that. 5.46875 squared is 29.907. Obviously, that's closer, but still a little bit too small. So I'm going to have to take out everything smaller. All right, I'm on my last iteration, my last step here. I'm looking for the range between the 46875 and the 5.5. Halfway in between those two, I put my fingers on those, pull the middle and rewrite. This one ends in 484,375. Yes, I'll say that again. 484,375. So I'm going to take 5.484375 and square it. And when I square this one, I know I'm done. It's 30.078. And I went from a time of being too small, now I went back to being too big. 30.078 is bigger than 30. So I'm going to have to cross out everything bigger. And the range I haven't crossed out is my answer. So 5.46875 to 5.484375. Again, there's definitely no lack of writing in this assignment. Also, I want you to notice that the step number tells you how many decimals there should be. Look. First step, one thing after the decimal. Second step, two things after the decimal. Third step, three things after the decimal. Fourth step, four things after the decimal. That's going to be true every single time. Right? So if you're on the third step and you've got four things after the decimal, that's your tip-off. You did something terribly, terribly wrong. All right, let's go to example 3. I don't think we'll do example 4, but we will do example 3. The square root of 89. 89. All right, so if I'm reading the right side of my table, 89 is between 81 and 100, or in other words, it's between 9 and 10. So I'm starting off in the range between 9 and 10. Okay, halfway between 9 and 10 is, of course, 9.5. So I'm going to take 9.5 and square it. 9.5 squared is equal to 90.25. 90.25. Now, remember, my goal in this problem is to make 89. So is this one too big or too small?
Too big.
That's too big. 90.25 is too big. So do I cross out everything bigger or everything smaller?
Bigger.
Cross out everything bigger.
No way.
All right. So now I'm in the range between 9 and 9.5. Halfway between those two is 9.25. So I'm going to take 9.25 and square it. Take 9.25 and square it. It's 85.5625. Now, again, my goal here is 89. Too big or too small?
Too little.
That's too small, so do I cross out everything smaller or everything bigger?
Smaller.
Smaller, so that's everything to the left. Okay, now I'm in the range between 9.25 and 9.5. Again, you can add them up and divide by 2 if you want, or use the half table. Halfway between those two is 9.375. Take 9.375, square it. 9.375 squared is 87.890625. 87.890625. Okay, remember, my goal is 89. Is this 87.89 something too big or too small?
Too small.
Still too small, so I've got to cross out everything small. Now, as you can see, I've run out of space, so I'm going to come down to the next number line. Now, I do want to point out, if your handwriting is smaller and you can squeeze all that in on one number line, go ahead. That doesn't bother me. I used to come down after the 4th step to the second number line. Whatever you want to do here, I don't care. The number line, how you set that up, is not important to me. It's important you have the number line, but how you set that up, I'm indifferent about. Okay? All right. So now I'm looking for what's halfway between 9.375 and 9.5. And I am going to have to figure this one out because I don't know this one off the top of my head. 375 and 9.5. Okay. So there they are. To the middle and rewrite. And as you can see, this one ends at 0.4375. Take 9.4375 and square it. 9.4375 squared is 89.0. Yes, there is more. 66406.
664.
Sounds like a bad Beverly Hills 90210. Westville, 66406. Okay, so 89.066406 compared to 89, is that too big or too small?
Too big.
It's too big, so I've got to cross out everything bigger. So now I'm in the range between 9.375 and 9.4375.
Oh my gosh.
So pull my fingers to the middle here and rewrite, and you can see this one ends at 40625. Take 9.40625 and square it. 9.40625 squared is 88.4775. Remember, my goal is to make 89. Too big or too small?
Too small.
It's too small, just barely, but it is too small. So I'm not going to cross out everything small. All right, so last range between the 40625 and the 4375. So read to the middle and right. 421875. 9.42185.
Isn't that available?
That one's 88.7717. Compared to 89, that's still a smidge too small. The range I have not crossed out is my answer. 9.421875 to 9.4375. Again, no lack of writing in this assignment.